Well, it's Good Friday, it's pissing down, it's freezing cold, so it must be Easter and it must be Cornwall. And Good Friday wasn't a particularly good day for Jesus. And it's not it's not a particularly good day if you're a milk float owner, because the MOD released a story yesterday in Auto Express, Telegraph, all the major newspapers, but it's an Auto Express story where the MOD have said that they have banned Chinese milk floats within a 2-mile radius of one of their RAF stations on the basis that they think the cars might be spying on them. I mean, this is proper film stuff, this, isn't it? Apparently, they're worried that there's components that the Chinese make that they're putting in cars, which means that they're now spying through their cars on military technology. I mean, as if it couldn't get any worse for milk floaters. It's not bad enough that the bloke from the AA came out yesterday and said they were crap. Now it's the MOD. However, it's not just Chinese cars, because they said, the Chinese manufactured cars, and then went on to say it also includes cars manufactured using Chinese components, including JLR, BMW and VW. Well, that's most of them. That's a hell of a lot of cars. So now we have a situation. I mean, we all know that our phones listen to us. If you don't think your phone's listening to you, this ain't a tinfoil conspiracy. Have a chat about, let's think of something random that you won't be talking about normally. Holidays in Cape Verde. Just sit down with your phone by the side of you, just not really looking at it. Talk about holidays in Cape Verde and see how long it is before it comes up on your Facebook feed, your Twitter feed, or in your Google search bar. Honestly, it really don't take long. But it's one thing having your phone listening to you. I've got rid of Alexa on that basis because she kept listening to me. But when your car's snooping on you, that's a different matter altogether. And the MOD are quite concerned that this might be happening. Now, the interesting thing is that where they think this is happening is a place called RAF Wyton or Wyton. I can never remember how it's pronounced. Anyway, it's on the outskirts of Huntingdon in Cambridgeshire. And here's the map of it. When you zoom in a bit, and I've put a circle round it, here's where the RAF base is. Now, where this circle is, that's where the RAF base is. But next to it is this place. And it is Mannheim's base in Huntingdon, where they store all their cars that are going out. Either they got an auction place there, they've got a leasehold place there, they've got a vehicle refurb place there. It's huge. Thousands of cars. So the one place that they're concerned, and they don't want cars on their base in a 2-mile radius, on the runway that they lease to Mannheim, is 3,000 cars. And a lot of them are milk floats. I used to go there all the time and pick cars up to deliver out, or I deliver cars in. It's also where I used to take the British gas vans, which apparently don't exist. And I didn't used to take the British gas vans back to Wyton, and I didn't used to leave them there, and they didn't used to sit on the runway, and the engineers didn't used to send them back because they were crap. That never happened. It did. I did it several times, but it never happened. Very often, used to pick them up from their base in Leicester, Forest Gate East, going up the M1, come off, Forest Gate East, right there, there's a British gas depot. And they store all the vans that go back to Wyton Wyton. So you drop a van off there, you pick one up from there, and then you take it to Wyton Wyton, and then you pick a car up from there and on you go. That's how it works. So that's where I used to take all the British gas vans, which weirdly, when you look at this photo, appear to be all parked up in a row on the runway. But apparently they're all new ones waiting to go out. They're not the old ones that got took back there, because that never happened. Even though I did it, it never happened. Because the evangelist told me it never happened, and I made the whole thing up. And all those engineers that told me when I picked it up from the British Gas engineers that that's why they were going back there, because they were crap and they were having a VW Caddy instead, I made all that up as well. And so did the engineers. Including the engineer who I dropped one off to and picked it up 3 months later. Weymouth, that was. Anyway, so you've got an RAF base that claims that Chinese cars and Chinese components are spying on them, and less than a mile away, there's thousands of them parked up on the runway that they lease to an auction company. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. I'm not making it up. It's real. There's the map. And that map was on the 18th of March 2025. Says so in the corner of the map on historical imagery. It says when that photo was taken. Look at it. It's absolutely jam-packed. Here it is again. So we have a situation where the MOD think the Chinese are spying on us using cars. And apparently RAF Wyton, according to the Auto Express, that's a top secret RAF base. Well, A, it's not very secret because you can see it and it's there and it's right on the side of a main road. So obviously the stuff that goes on in there must be top secret. So why would they then... It just makes no sense, this story whatsoever. But the ultimate point of it is that Chinese milk floats are spying on us. Spying on you in your car while you're driving along, listening to your conversation, gathering data so they can send you stuff from Temu or something. It's all got a bit weird, isn't it? I mean, it's one of the weirdest stories I think I've ever done. But nevertheless, there you are. Chinese cars spying on you in your own car, spying on the MOD by parking them up on a runway. I wonder if it applies to Vauxhall Vivaros, because collectively that's like one huge satellite station there on that runway. There's hundreds of them. Doesn't say Vauxhall, doesn't say Stellantis, so maybe not. Anyway, so the conclusion is that Chinese cars spy on you and they're all parked on a runway with the British gas fans that don't exist and cars that don't exist in a top secret base that doesn't exist, but it's all on Google Earth. There, I think we've covered that quite well. Anyway, happy Easter everybody. Future my arse.